Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan. Welcome to another episode of the Flock Rundown. So Roquan Smith went on the Ravens Lounge podcast, and I'm sure you guys seen a bunch of clips floating around about some different things that he was talking about. One thing I haven't seen anyone touch on at all, he was asked how it was working with Ray at the Pro Bowl. He said, I dream about playing the style that he played. And one thing that really stuck out that I was really happy to hear is Roquan said him and Ray Lewis, closer to training camp, are going to get together again and go over film work. He said he's just trying to pick Ray's brain and see the game the way that he did, because when they were talking at the Pro Bowl, Ray was giving him some tips, and Roquan said that that's been on his mind since then. And he's just trying to see the game more through one of the greats' eyes. And what better linebacker than the greatest linebacker of all time? I was ecstatic when I heard this. Roquan's clearly trying to take his game to a even further level than where he's at, which is just scary times for everyone else. I mean, this guy came in the middle of last season and absolutely transformed the entire Ravens defense. It was like he became a leader right away. It was like everyone was watching this guy come in and just get to the ball every single play and play like his head's chopped off, and he didn't even understand the defense at a high level yet. Now he's got a full off season, a long-term contract, and he plans to work with Ray Lewis closer to training camp. This might be Roquan's best season yet, and that might be something that none of us have ever seen before. What does a better season than Roquan's ever had look like? I mean, this guy's been dominant pretty much since he came in the league. He's already an all-pro. He's already a Pro Bowler. He's already viewed as one of the top linebackers in the league. I guess taking his game to another level will cement him as the best linebacker in the league. I already think he is, but I could hear some Fred Warner arguments. I mean, there's a couple guys that are really, really good, but I got Roquan. I could be a biased Ravens fan, but I got Roquan as the number one linebacker already, just because I saw firsthand what he did to the whole defense last year when he came over. I mean, just transformative and inspired the defense. I mean, look what Patrick Queen's game went to. I mean, he was lifted to another level. He touched on Patrick Queen as well and said that he's been talking to Patrick Queen all offseason. And he said PQ understands exactly where he's at and what opportunity he has. They didn't pick up the fifth-year contract, so he said PQ's going to ball out, have his best season ever, and either going to get a top contract in free agency, or the Ravens will have to franchise tag him, or he'll get an extension done. I'm hoping he gets an extension done. I'm hoping that he doesn't even hit free agency, because I'm afraid if PQ has a really good season this year and he hits free agency, there's almost no chance that we're getting him back, just because he's our second linebacker with Roquan. And if he has a season like Roquan's talking about, he's going to price himself out from playing with us. And good for him, you know what I mean? Regardless, good for him. And Roquan's exactly right. PQ's got an incredible opportunity. I mean, after the season PQ had last year, if he just builds upon that, if he has a similar or even a little bit better or way better season than last year, he's going to be in an incredible spot. He's going to be able to get paid. I'm happy for PQ. I just hope he stays. I hope that we can get an extension done soon so he doesn't even have to hit free agency, and then Roquan and PQ are the linebackers of the next 5 years for the Ravens. That's a lot of security in the middle of the defense. If you have Roquan and PQ locked up, you don't even have to worry. The middle of the defense taken care of. Roquan also touched on the offense, especially the addition of Todd Monken. Roquan played at Georgia. Todd Monken obviously was at Georgia the last 2 years. He said it was bittersweet, him coming to the Ravens, obviously, because Georgia just won back-to-back national championships, and Todd Monken had a lot to do with that offensive success, at least. So now he's gone from Georgia, so they kind of took a little hit. But what better spot than the team that Roquan already plays for in the Ravens? So I think it's a perfect fit. He also said when he was watching Georgia and watching some of their pass concepts, he was like, man, like if this was brought to the NFL, this would be a problem. And now it is. And we have all the weapons in the world to execute it. And Roquan said, without a doubt, you can see a big difference in the offense. And we heard Marlon Humphrey say this in a couple interviews already. It just seems to be the theme, which should be obvious. I mean, when you overhaul the receiver room this much, and then you bring in an entire new coordinator to create an entirely new system, it should be obvious that there's going to be a lot of changes, and I think there should be a big difference. I think the offense should look light years from where it was last year. We should see a big difference, so this shouldn't be a surprise, but it's nice to hear that the defense is complimentary of Todd Monken, because the defense, more than anybody, understands what a stale offense might look like, especially our defense. We have a really good defense. We have a top 3 defense in the NFL. They probably were going against our offense the past few years a couple times, especially when there were some injuries and we didn't have a lot of receiving weapons, and they were like, we know how to stop this, so other teams can stop this too. It's not too difficult, you know. We can focus on Andrews and stack the box to shut down the run game, and these receivers aren't winning their one-on-one battles. But that's not the case anymore. It shouldn't be the case anymore. I mean, I have faith that Odell and Bateman and Zay and whoever else is put in that position out there can win their one-on-one battles. And then Mark's left one-on-one. And we've already seen that Mark's going to win the majority of his one-on-one battles. So this offense should create a lot more mismatches this year, and Roquan echoed that. And I just love his confidence. I mean, Roquan, he's all business. He's kind of serious, but, you know, he's so friendly, too, you know, and he carries himself with such a humility, even though he's one of the best players in the NFL. He made a couple quotes that I jotted down that just stuck out. He said, "This will be my best year yet." So that's kind of like what we talked about earlier when he said he's going to work with Ray to try and take his game to an even further level. And I just think that's incredible because Roquan's already an all-pro. He's already that guy. He's entering his prime years. I mean, 25 to 30, I feel like he's just going to really, really blossom, and that's where he's at. And I can't wait to see the rest of his Raven career play out and see what kind of legacy he can leave here. Another comment he made when he was talking about the defense is, "We want all the smoke. We coming out here to take your heads off. Wasn't born scared. Don't plan on ever being scared." Gosh, man, you got to love that. You got to love the confidence. If you haven't watched the Roquan Smith Ravens Lounge podcast, it's on the Ravens YouTube channel, their main one. So just go watch that. It's like 30 minutes. And I feel like he is going to become a vocal leader on this defense, too. Roquan Smith and Marlon Humphrey are going to be the leaders of this defense by their play and vocally. I think that they're going to be the vocal leaders, and they're going to be the guys that are holding the rest of the defense accountable, kind of in that Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed position. They're not those guys, but they're in that position of this defense. Roquan's going to be wearing the green dot as well, so he's going to be front and center, communicating the plays to the defense, and that just makes his role even that much more important. I just can't wait to see this defense take the field, this team take the field. I'm so excited for training camp, preseason, the regular season. We got about a month until training camp kicks off. The preseason's right around the corner, and before you know it, the regular season will be here, and we'll be watching football every Sunday. There's not too much better than waking up and watching Ravens football on Sunday. So get ready, get excited, guys. It's almost here. Enjoy your summer first. And as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by and tuning into another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense. Can't